Hello and welcome back to BEBB and welcome to another Let's Get Deeper episode. So in life, we all go through trials and tribulations, sufferings and heartache, but some more often than others. The woman that I have on the sofa today is nothing less than a survivor.
I would always go back, and this was because I didn't know my worth. I didn't know who I was.
Right.
I thought I knew who I was based on the labels that people would give. I said, Maisha, you've been raped. Because that was something that was holding me back.
So you literally went in front of a mirror and said that?
I had to, he was asking for the knife. That's when it clicked. And I had to literally guard that with my life. Because if I give you the knife, I'm about to die. Maisha, you being raped. Maisha, you being physically abused by a guy. I couldn't. I said, no, that's not Maisha. Maisha's not that, no. Growing up from secondary school, with all her olders, no, it couldn't be Maisha. I couldn't accept. Like, I was almost deceiving myself. Show on TV, on the media, this is, you know, the kind of guy that you want. Not even speaking financially, but just as a person that is, you know, caring, you know, holds your umbrella, I don't know, just these little
Hold your bag.
Yeah, like, because I still wanted to believe that he could change, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
I was really holding on to that hope so much.
Right.
It was just too much. Like, I was just so upset. And it's like I started having nightmares. It's like I could hear him saying that he was going to kill me. Like, it was so bad. Like, I was not at peace. Like, my friends used to, like, drop me home. Came with my little brother. So she picked him up from school and then they started crying. Because imagine, they thought there were so many police people in the area.
They thought that, yeah.
The doors be kicked down. She's screaming, what's happened, Maisha, what's happened? And it's just like so much, like, you know, that was just like happening. And then, you know, like she finally saw like all the bruises, like they were really, really bad. And, sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
BEBB presents Let's Get Deeper with your host, Nissy Tee.
Hello and welcome back to BEBB and welcome to another Let's Get Deeper episode. So in life, we all go through trials and tribulations, sufferings and heartache, but some more often than others. The woman that I have on the sofa today is nothing less than a survivor. You know that song, Destiny Child, I'm a Survivor? She's the real definition of just that. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm not going to give too much away. I just want us to give a warm welcome to the one and only Maisha.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, thank you for having me.
No, thank you so much for coming. And you look so cute. I like your little earrings, girl. And your makeup looks really nice as well. Your face is beat right now. And you're trying to upstage me. It's all right. Came onto, like, you know, this trying to... No, it's cool, it's cool. But how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Tired, but bless everyone.
It's all right. Listen, we all are. We always running around doing the absolute most. Now, I just want to dive straight into it because your story is... I don't even know how to describe it. I have no words to really describe your story. I remember when we first spoke and you came up to me and we were just chatting away and you gave me a snippet of what your story was, and I said, you know what, we have to get you on the show. You have to come down. So I obviously said that, you know, you are a survivor. We're going to touch a little bit more on what kind of survivor you are. But tell us a little bit about who Maisha is. What do you do outside of what we're going to talk about? Who's Maisha just as a whole?
Okay, so Maisha, so I'm 19 years old, currently a psychology student, so I want to become a marriage counsellor one day. So me as an individual, I'm someone that's bold, confident, knows what they want, I'm a phenomenal woman, I believe, and I go after what I desire. You
need to say that with your chest again. You're a what?
Phenomenal woman.
You better just say that. Right, phenomenal. Yes, you are. Yeah. And you say you go after what you want.
Yeah.
Always.
Like, I know like in life, I'm not always going to be good. I know there's like boundaries that come in the way.
Right.
But I oversee them because of my relationship with God. I understand that He's greater than anything that's here. So everything that comes my way, I will see it as a little thing. And just go like nothing. I'm just unstoppable. Gonna get it.
I love it. I love it. And do you know what's incredible? Obviously speaking to you and hearing your journey and hearing your story, it's crazy to hear that you've come on the other side and now you're like, I'm this unstoppable person, I'm an incredible woman, and yes you are, but just give people a little bit of an understanding of just what I mean by you being a survivor, because you got into a particular relationship, didn't you?
Yeah.
That wasn't exactly the healthiest of relationships. Can you explain a little bit about that relationship?
Yeah. So when I was, we could say 16, 17, I ended up in, at that time, I thought the right relationship. I believed generally that I was ready for a relationship, but I really wasn't, because I was still carrying baggages from my past relationships into this relationship. And
This was you being 16, 17?
Yeah.
Okay. So some people might say, just to kind of jump in there and be like, but what baggage are you carrying at 16, 17? What was so, you know, significant about relationships while you were 16, 17?
So growing up, I was abused in my childhood. So that already was carrying, so that's something that I kept inside. I didn't open up to no one about it.
Wow.
So not even like my mom. So it was one of those things where it's like I carried these baggages into future like relationships, just me as an individual, and these led to like insecurity.
What kind of abuse are we talking?
So I was sexually abused by one of my dad's friends.
Wow.
But then because you're so young, you think you don't really, you know, understand it as much.
Right.
You almost have that fear as well that you won't even tell someone that's older than you because you're young, you know, and you expect, well, when you're young, you expect adults to kind of look after you, comfort you.
Of course, yeah.
So, you know,
as they should.
Until I started growing up and I started understanding that that's not right. So that's when it clicked in. But I didn't understand why I was the way I was growing up. And also growing up in a domestic violence household as well.
Wow.
In Holland.
So this is your parents now, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Wow. And they were abusive towards you?
No, so my father was
towards each other.
My mother, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're growing up, you've experienced this, you've seen this, you've been abused, which is horrific in itself. Then you're growing up in an environment where your parents are at each other as well, and so I'm assuming physically as well.
Verbally, emotionally, financially, like it was really bad that I would go to, like I started failing school.
Wow.
So I was obviously like young, but I literally remember up to today, like I would always go into the office and call just to make sure that when I left school, my mom would still be alive.
Oh my goodness.
That's how bad it was.
How old were you at this point?
I'm not too sure, but I know like I was like attending school now, so like primary school. Yeah.
So I can't even begin to imagine. You are, so you're young, you're in school, you're not even your teens yet, you're probably, you know, in your 10s, 11, 12, and you have to go into school and you're sitting there thinking, is my mom gonna be alive when I get home? That's heartbreaking. I can't even imagine how you even go through that. So now fast forward to when you then said you turned 16, 17, you're definitely carrying baggage. And so now you enter into a relationship. Tell us about that relationship.
So we started dating, but people that were like I could say like spiritually looking after me.
Right.
So at the church that I was attending would tell me that it was because they knew who I was inside. Like I would open up about the things I had gone through. So you know, all the eating disorders I had, or like the mental health stuff that like because I was very depressed even before entering the relationship.
Wow.
So you know, just everything I was inside that I was carrying, all the grudges, because I hated my dad because of everything that I saw growing up. So yeah, I was carrying all these things. So they knew, Maisha, you can't add to anyone because what can you give? You don't even love yourself. So how can you love the next person? But I was very stubborn. I had like a lot of pride. Because I grew up having to be very independent, having to do everything. It was like, how can you come and tell me what to do?
Right.
Not understand that they wasn't trying to control my life. They would advise it, just like you expect, let's say for example, a father to advise the daughter on the right decisions to make. However, I could almost say that I reaped what I almost sowed. So I'm not saying that it was my fault, but it was something I could have prevented. Because
is this how you felt at the time, or is this how you feel now?
At the time, because things were happening, but I would always go back, and this was because I didn't know my worth. I didn't know who I was.
Right.
I thought I knew who I was based on the labels that people would give. So she's that happy girl, she's the loud girl, she's this and that. But when it's me, four walls, I'll be crying for emotional breakdowns for no reason. Like every 3 months, I would just cry in my room. I would just cry about everything. But people thought I was the happiest because I was at every motive. I was there. You know, if Maisha's not there, it's not fun. But it wasn't really like who I was inside. Because
it's like you had one person for the outside world for people to see, mask everything that you're feeling. But then when you went home and you were just you by yourself, you were a completely different person.
And it was just getting so bad. So like I said, they already the people that were helping me, so they're almost like my spiritual mentors. So they were speaking to me, but I started to do my own will.
Okay.
And you know, they can't force you. It's the decisions that you decide to take in life. So races started off. It started at the moment I thought it was Prince Charming.
So this is when you're like 16, 17. You've met this guy who I'm assuming like you're like, oh my gosh, he's so fine. He's so this, he's so that, he's cute and whatever. All of this stuff, and he sweeps you off your feet and everything. So initially everything starts off fine and you don't see anything weird. You don't
know, because it's like it was almost like I lacked that education side of it, of being able to recognize these emotional, like, abusive signs.
Right.
So, you know, like I said, at first, everything was all, you know, crystal. Everything was just like, almost your dream guy.
Yeah.
But that's also another fault, because I didn't know what my dream guy was.
Right.
So it was more getting a show on TV, on the media. This is, you know, the kind of guy that you want. Not even speaking financially, but just as a person that is, you know, caring, you know, holds your umbrella. I don't know, just these.
Holds your bag, like opens the door for you, which are good things. Like, guys should do these things, okay? But okay,
I didn't actually look. Okay, what is? Especially because we were both like almost in the same faith. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Because we obviously met at church, so I should have like looked. Okay, what is the character of a man of God? What has God said that a man should be? And then kind of tick off your list. But like I said, because I didn't even know who I was before myself, before people, before God. Only based on what people kind of labeled me, I would go along with that character. So like, you know, I couldn't even sit down and think, okay, like, how could I request more of another guy if I couldn't even, you know, for myself?
Right.
So, you know, like I said, so we was dating, getting to know each other, and everything just, wow, it was just fabulous. And then then things started to change. So he started to get really angry when I would come to his workplace or to his college to surprise him and stuff, and he would like always check my phone. So that was when
he sorry to interrupt, is he older?
He's same age, so I'm 19, he's turned 20 already, so I'm turning 20 soon as well. So.
Okay, I can't even believe, because 19 and the things that you've even experienced is something that a 19-year-old shouldn't have to look back at their life and think, which is crazy. So he's the same age.
Yeah.
You guys are in similar places, I'm assuming. So he's in education at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so he would just get angry when other guys would look at me and I wouldn't even do anything. Like, he would become very aggressive, but not towards them, but towards me. He would take my phone, always checking my phone. If my phone's going off too much, there's always a problem. And then one time he took my phone and he literally deleted my mom's number. He started just deleting so many people. And I was like, that's my mom, but he did not care. So then a bell started to ring, but because I didn't value myself and I did not want to be alone, I just wanted to be loved. Like, I was literally craving for it. I couldn't find it at the raves, couldn't find it, you know, in music. I just needed that almost like father figure then. Like, it was literally something I was craving for to fulfill me. So things were just getting worse. So he started pressuring me for sex. Wow. And I made it clear, because I was a virgin, so I made it clear I'm not having sex till marriage. I mean, I wasn't the best Christian, to be real. Like, it was almost like I started using it as just a label. But it wasn't something I was actually living according to. But that thing about not having sex till marriage was something that me and my mom promised each other, that I promised her from young. So it was almost like a little vow. Okay. And it was just something that I just didn't want to, like, I was
just like, no, it's not gonna happen.
Literally. And then also because of my childhood when I was abused, so that's something that you felt like
you weren't inclined to do.
But I didn't realise until later on, so why. And then constantly started pressuring me, and I said no. Like, then I was like, no, like, just no is a no. Like, you have to respect that. Because I didn't respect myself to an extent. It was almost like I couldn't have that foundation of my self-respect to just walk away from it. So he would constantly break up with me constantly whenever I say no. But then he'll come back, and I would always open the door,
And how would you feel in those moments where he did break up with you?
I'd be so upset, because it's like they already start to manipulate you to make you seem like, if you loved me, you know,
would do this.
You're the reason why we constantly keep breaking up, because if you literally just have sex with me, everything is all fine. I will like treat you like golden. And it's like, why does someone now need to value you after you have sex with them? It shouldn't be like that. But because then, like, where my mindset was, it was just like, you know, but I didn't want to have sex. So that's something I made clear. And he will start to force you to almost, like, it was almost like emotional rape. So it's like, that's how, like, even because I opened up to my teacher, because one time I went to submit my coursework and she was like, Maisha, because she knew me, like, in a way, like, you're normally not this down. And I just broke down crying. I was like, you know, he wants to have sex, I'm not ready, I don't want to. And she even, like, I remember her quoting, and that's like, Maisha, that's almost like emotional rape. How can someone now try to make you believe that you are ready when you know you're not ready? And even his sister spoke to him about it, like, you need to stop. It's wrong.
His sister?
Yeah.
So his sister knew that you guys were in a relationship. Yeah. Did she know what he was like behind closed doors?
Yeah, because she would call me and speak to me about, okay, trying to like sort out things, because at one time he kept doing it and I said, no, I'm not taking you back, and then he called his sister, and then she called me. I remember at the bus stop, she called me, Maisha, and then I was like, oh, his sister called, so might as well just take him back, like, right. And then things just started getting really bad, and then like I said, things were just getting really bad. So it was a lot of verbal abuse, the way he would speak to me. Like, I was quite confident, so that even went zero. Like, he made me feel very like unconfident. My self-esteem went really low. So
just 1 second, because just so that people can really understand, because from what you've said, so there was an element of you that did have confidence within yourself, in terms of you being able to go out and do things. Like you said, you went out, you were like the life of the party, but there was still an underlying deep part of you that didn't really see that value in yourself. So you can, like we were talking about the mask, you can almost be these two people in one body.
Literally.
Wow.
It was that bad. And then, fast and forward, the relationship was obviously just getting worse. But I wouldn't leave, because he would always come back. They always come back, doing like even more than you expected. And you're thinking, it was almost like I had so much faith that one day things would get better. It was literally hope I was holding on to, but it wasn't intelligent hope. It wasn't intelligent love, because it was just not the right. So then on the 1st of April, I got raped by him. And it was just really horrific, because I remember literally I was crying for 3 hours non-stop. I was shaking because I was sexually abused when I was younger, but I didn't know if I was, like whether I was a virgin or not, if that makes sense. Because
you were a child, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so I do remember some clippings. So his friend would like touch me up, unbutton me and stuff. So it was more like he would say sexual harassment in a way. So I didn't. So it's literally so much happening. So my head was spinning, literally spinning. And I remember like I screamed, like I was in so much pain. I remember crying. And then what he said, I'll never forget, he was like, are you really gonna leave me like this?
Wow.
He did not care about what was going through my mind. Like it was just like so crazy. And then I was just crying. He was just like, why are you crying, etc. Like he just did not care. He was making it seem like I was crazy and whatever. And then the relationship was getting worse after that.
So after that moment, because I'm assuming that a lot of people might see this and might be like, okay, at that point, like now you've not only been emotionally abused, you've not only been, I'm assuming by maybe this point, the physical aspect has started. That started after. But now your body has been violated by somebody. Was there not a point where you were just like, no, I can't, I have to leave at this point?
Because to me, always somehow in my mind, it was always the person that I lose my virginity to, I have to stay away for the rest of my life. This is what I said until marriage.
Wow.
So this was something that I almost like digged inside of me. So when that happened, it was like, okay, what am I gonna do now? And it's not like I obviously gave my virginity to him, because I got raped on that day. But it was a thing where it was like, he would just say things like, no one's gonna want you after this because you're not, a virgin. And all these things, it was just like really just emotionally, like I said, very abusive. So it's like he would just make me feel like so ugly just within, not even just outside, but even within. Because he was like, and he would always threaten to go and cheat. But then on our 1 year anniversary, I found out that he was already cheating. So all this and it was with so many different girls, like I probably can't even count my fingers. So it's like, it just didn't make sense why you would pressure me, into that, and then even go into that low of like raping me and knowing my past already, because he knew. It was like he knew. I opened up to him fully, like he was almost like my diary. He knew. And that started leading obviously to more insecurities. I didn't value myself. I was very like, the way I would carry myself, the way I would dress, there was just no like self-worth anymore at all. And then during summer he started becoming physically abusive. So he came back, and my friends were obviously, I lost a lot of friends with that as well, because I couldn't have friends, even with family and stuff. It was very,
So he was literally like, it's me and you. This is the box that we're in. Everyone else is irrelevant.
And he would manipulate me to think that my friends are jealous of us. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't really care. So it was like really, really hard for me to even open up to people, because even then people would be like, Maisha, if you come and tell me again, we've told you to leave him, I won't talk to you. So you naturally now, that's a wrong move, because you naturally now go almost behind closed doors. So even when things would happen, I wouldn't tell them and they would think everything's fine. So then as time went forward, he came back, started becoming physically abusive. So the first time that he attacked me was when he came back and my phone kept going off, so I had a BlackBerry then.
Okay, BlackBerry days. Okay, it's fine. We all went through the BlackBerry phase. It's fine. It's totally fine.
And it kept pinging. So ping. And then he was like, "Why's your phone going off so much? What's your password?" I'm like, "I've told you my password so many times. But I don't get his password, but he wants my password."
Wow.
And I was just like, "What's the point of this relationship if you don't trust me?" And then he was like, just getting really angry, and he started grabbing up against the bus stop, and I started having bruises on my arm.
So this was out in public.
Yeah.
This wasn't even in the privacy of your own home or wherever you were. Out in public. Did anyone see you? Did anyone?
I probably think people did, but it's just something
and no one intervened. No one.
No.
Oh
and then he took my phone and he literally dashed it into some neighbor's like garden. So my phone's not gone. And it's just, and he's literally grabbing me by the, because I was wearing like, I don't know what it's called, but like, you know, kind of like the off-shoulder kind of thing. So
yeah, like an off-the-shoulder.
Yeah, kind of like dress thing. So he literally grabbed me and it was literally grips me up against the like bus stop wall. That's what you call it. And then he dashed my phone. I went and got my phone, found it, and I just gave him because it was just, I was really scared.
Wow.
Because it was just all so quick. And then I gave it to him and then he realised I'm not cheating on you. But because he was cheating throughout this whole time, in his mind, if I'm doing this, what is she doing?
What is she doing? Right.
Kind of thing. And he said it would never happen. And this, my uncle was actually in hospital. So my uncle was about to nearly die. And this is my uncle that was really there for me when my dad wasn't. So my uncle's now in hospital and we was on our way actually to go and see him. So, you know, I was like, I'm going to tell my uncle.
Yeah, you said that to him.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to tell my uncle.
Okay.
Etc. Because like everyone knew like quite who my uncle was. So I was like, I'm going to tell my uncle. And he met my uncle, so he knew. Like, you know when you have that kind of man-to-man conversation, don't you? But he was begging for me not to tell my uncle and stuff. So he said, it'll never happen again. And you kind of believe that because it's the first time you think it's actually not going to happen. But it's like, from when someone does that, you really have to start analysing that there's something not right within them. It will not be, because it's not like if they don't realise when they're about to attack you because they don't have no self-control, it can happen. It's even more dangerous because it can happen at any time. But then of course I didn't realise, and then, you know, the physical abuse started getting worse. So it was happening regularly, and like two of the worst scenarios that happened was when so I started seeing a domestic violence worker, and she would speak to me that I can say no, because he made it seem like I couldn't even say no.
So did you approach them, or did somebody approach you?
It was getting so bad.
At this point, he's now physically
and it was
abusing
bad
you
that
as
I
well.
would have bruises, like at different parts of my body, like also I don't, because I like normally dress really like quite modest, so I don't obviously have like too much on display, so you wouldn't see it. But like in parts, I still have bruises, like as in like cuts, because bruises like go, but like cuts because of that. And I'd always have bruises, but because everyone knew me as Maisha's clumsy, because I'm very clumsy.
I'm very clumsy too. I'm one of those people, so clumsy.
So that would be my excuse. Oh, I just fell, or you know, people, oh yeah, she's clumsy. They would believe it, they wouldn't.
And that's one thing that I was actually going to ask you, because you oftentimes hear these stories, and I always think, oh, but what about like the friends, like some family members? Did they not notice? Did they not? So you were literally hiding all of this from them, and they had no clue. They just thought, oh, okay, she's just being clumsy.
And it's and I would be indoors for like quite a while, or I put makeup on to hide, you know, these like scars, etc. And then I remember like one time I was able to say no. I was like, I don't want to have sex with you. This is something that I just don't like. And then he was like, I just want to talk to you. And I said, okay. And he took me to one of the blocks. I don't know why. You know, but he's like, because I still wanted to believe that he could change, if you know what I mean. Okay. I was really holding on to that hope so much. We went there, and then he started touching me up, and I was like, no. Like, you said you wanted to speak to me. And then he literally just started attacking me. He started saying, oh, I'll leave you. And I said, do you know what? You can leave. I've actually had enough. Like, I actually got to that point. It was just getting too much. And then he literally ripped apart my wig. He literally ripped apart, and girls know how expensive wigs are.
I'm just thinking to myself, hell no.
Literally whipped apart my wig, and then he was on the 20th floor, so he dashed it out the window, took my bag, my oyster, my makeup, my perfume, my oyster, my water bottle, because obviously I was a sixth form, everything was in there. He took it and dashed it out, and like he ripped apart my really bad at describing clothing, but like I was basically wearing like a clothing basically, and he like ripped it. The buttons were broken, and then even one of my earrings ended up off. And then I was so scared because I thought he was gonna throw me out next, because you've thrown literally everything that is me.
How old are you at this point?
17, I believe. 17.
Wow.
Yeah. So much is happening, and then I was just so scared. I ran out. Then this woman was like, "Leave her alone." And she doesn't look happy. Then he tried to attack her, and she's like, "Don't touch me." Like it was. And then I went to his mum's house. And I literally, like, I don't know where the confidence came from. I literally went and I just, because she saw me in that state, I just cried and I just opened up. So they came to my house, because I live with my mum, because obviously my dad's not around. So my mum, they spoke essentially, but she didn't understand what was going on.
Your mum?
Yeah,
Your
so
mum.
she understood, but so they said we had to just stop talking to each other. But it just, like, I would end up so empty. I hated being empty, like that empty that it's just, nothing can fulfill it. Like, it was just so bad that so we didn't speak for a while. He has said he had changed, and he's really realized what he's missed and all that kind of stuff. I started thinking about me, all the lines. And
of course.
So he came back, and then we kind of tried to make things work. He said he was going to take God serious, because I was on that path of really taking my spiritual life serious.
So was there a break? Was there a moment where, so there was a bit of time where you were able to kind of rethink and stop? So we need to find out even if you went back, because
I did. Sadly, I did go back after that, because it was just too much. Like, I was just so upset, and it's like I started having nightmares. It's like I could hear him saying that he was going to kill me. Like, it was so bad. Like, I was not at peace. Like, my friends used to like drop me home, and as time started to go, because I started investing in my relationship with God, so I was attending a youth group called VYG.
I've heard of VYG. Yeah, they're great.
I was, getting the help that I needed. I started to find my worth, starting to find who I was inside, and not based on what anyone was saying, but on who I truly am before God and myself. So I started, like, almost what's the English word?
Like detaching yourself
from him, and he found out very weird. He was like, no, she must be seeing someone. But funny enough, I wasn't. I was actually invested in my relationship with God, and because he started to see that change, he was like, no, this is not right. So I remember, like, he would just do the craziest things. Like, one time he called my mum, so my mum didn't know about me being raped, because because I'm from an African household.
Right. These are conversations that
don't have. So I remember him literally calling her without me knowing, and he was just talking about this and that. So basically saying that I'm not a virgin, but you're not a virgin.
Wow. To your mother.
And my mom's on the phone. I don't even know. Don't even know. And then he's like, your mom's on the phone, and everything, my heart just dropped, and I'm just thinking, okay, I wasn't prepared to tell her that I've been raped. Like, because I always had to, like, always seem like this strong, independent woman, when really I actually was, like, almost screaming for help with him. And then I spoke to her on the phone, and I told her when I got in, but it's like, at that moment, she couldn't believe me, because it was so, like, she was crying, like, it was almost like her motherhood was attacked, because she felt like she wasn't good enough of a mother. Did I not see what she went through, etc. So our relationship was really bad, very toxic. Like, she wouldn't really speak to me no more, because she just needed that time to, because it was almost like my poor baby's gone through that.
So did you, by this point, you had told her what happened? So you told her that you'd been sexually abused, and so for her for you guys it caused a distance between you guys.
Because it was just like, because in an African household they expect you to be strong, this black strong woman and stuff, and I don't even think it was necessarily that, but it was almost like, you didn't tell me, and it's like, I couldn't even face it. Because people might think, why would you still there? I wouldn't accept the fact that it happened. Not accept as in I would accept it again, but accept it. Maisha, this is how it happened to you, but you can change. I couldn't. So like, it's something I couldn't accept. Maisha, you being raped. Maisha, you being physically abused by a guy. I couldn't. I said, no, that's not Maisha. Maisha's not that. No, growing up from secondary school with all her elders, no, it couldn't be Maisha. I couldn't accept. Like, I was almost deceiving myself.
Right.
And then like I say, things got worse. So like one day he came to my house. So this is when the police now got involved, because I didn't go to the police, because growing up you don't talk to the police.
So this is even way after everything had happened. You said you weren't going to get back with him. Then at one point you did.
Yeah.
You were still with him at this point?
At this point, no, because he didn't even want me no more.
Wow.
Like, I think it was almost like a little game thing. So you would feel guilty and you would want them even more. They would always make it seem like it's you are the problem. Not that I was perfect at anything, but do you know what I mean? And then, I remember he come in, and then he took my phone, because I was going through my phone. I invited like an old person that I dated back in like year 9. So imagine, I'm about to go off to uni anytime soon. So this is like almost like someone you did in primary school, nothing serious. It was actually nothing serious. So I invited him to my church, because when you like convert, you start to like almost save souls. You don't care what relationship, whether it was someone that done wrong to me, you invite them because you want to give them that opportunity to change. So obviously he found out about that, not that it was anything that was hidden either. and he just went crazy. He took my phone, he bended it. I don't know how, honestly, like it's in custody.
So wait, is this something that happened recently?
So this happened in March. So last year March, it's like been now a year. Yeah.
So this is not even something that was far distant away. So if we fast forward to now, to Maisha now, and the situation that you're in with this person, where are you at now at this point?
So we don't obviously have any contact and stuff because there was like a restraining order because he came and he tried to kill me that day. That's when like the penny dropped. Because he like I said, he broke my phone, dashed it into the toilet so I couldn't call the police. He literally, because I was a dance teacher then, he ripped apart, like there was blood all over my top. He ripped it apart. He was strangling me, dashing into different corners of the room. So even my soft tissues in my back were injured. I had bruises. And
that's why you said you don't dance anymore.
Much, yeah. So many things were happening. He was asking for the knife. That's when it clicked. And I had to literally guard that with my life, because if I give you the knife, I'm about to die. He was asking for the knife and stuff. How? Because he broke my door before, so he was like, I'm trying to get out. But I didn't believe it because I was not stupid to give that. So, you know, I was literally like, it was just dashing onto the floor, dragging me. It was crazy.
So were you were on your own at this point? So you were by yourself in your mum's house?
Yeah.
So he came to your mum's house, does all of this. How on earth do you get out?
I had to keep trying. So I was fully naked at this point. Like, he's literally stripped me naked, telling me that I'm scatty, I'm this. So there's so much things going on. And then I'm trying to run, because I said, yeah, he's trying to kill me. So I'm trying to run to the front door, to the balcony, imagine naked. But when you're about to die, when something, you don't even care, because I knew where I was going. Like, I knew I wasn't saved. I knew, you know. So every time I tried to run, he would strangle me and he would just abuse me more and stuff. It was just getting really bad. And I was just screaming. And then I managed to run to the door open. I started screaming for help. And the neighbours heard, so they called the police because he locked me in my room. So there was like no way. He said none of us are getting out.
Wow.
So I'm just like, okay, like, and then the police came, kicked down the front door. Then they told me to put on clothing, of course, because you know the male officers went into the living room. I'm crying and everything came out. I was like, he's raped me. This has happened, because he raped me even again when it was in my lift. So then I like almost like blacked out. So I just felt, it was just, my body couldn't think no more. So then my mom asked what happened, because my family came screaming, trying to get me out of the lift and stuff, because I couldn't like move. Like, it was almost like I just froze. So it was just obviously so much, but I told the police everything. And then my mom came with my little brother, because she picked him up from school, and then they started crying. Because imagine, they thought there were so many police people in the area. They
thought that, yeah.
The doors been kicked down. She's screaming, what's happened, Maisha, what's happened? And it's just like, so much, like, you know, that was just like happening. And then, you know, like she finally saw like all the bruises, like they were really, really bad. And, sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
So then she saw like all the bruises and stuff, and it was just like, I always wanted to make her so proud. So her coming into that, it was like, I felt like I disappointed her. So it was just like really, really bad. And then you know, I had to go and do like a lot of statements, constantly like, you know, there. Yeah, so I had to like do you know, because I genuinely have so much love for her. So like, at that moment, it was just so upsetting. Like, I didn't ever want her to walk in, and especially my little brother. He can't even go into that lift up till today. He's so scared. And I asked him, and I was like, why didn't you come into the lift with me? He's like, because of what happened. So it's like, even, it's just...
So it's something that hasn't even just affected you, it's affected your family.
My whole family, because I've obviously healed, so I'll get into that in a bit. Like, obviously, I've healed now and stuff, but they still kind of like, it's still like kind of always like tormenting them, if that makes sense.
You better not cry, because your makeup looks too nice right now. So we need to keep it together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah. Wow. So, no, but I can only imagine. This is, I'm so beyond right now, because the fact that you're even able to even sit here and share your story is beyond me, because you are 19. Like I said before, these are things that a 19-year-old shouldn't be looking back at 2-3 years ago, and this was their life, or even just your life in general.
It's almost like when your teenagehood starts, and it's just, you know, like, I just wouldn't even open up until we got that bad, because even when it would happen in public. Like, one time we was going down shopping centres, right, and we was going down, is it escalator, elevator, I don't know what it's called. Yeah, going down. The escalator, right. Yeah, and we was going down, and he was again cheating, and I said, I'm done. And he literally grabbed me and ripped apart my top, and like my whole like breast area was bleeding, like pouring with blood. Like, it was so bad.
This was in public?
Public. No one helped. Going down the elevator, shopping centre, and obviously it was like probably like around 8 o'clock or something, but still there was people there. No one helped, and it was just so like, he literally boxed me, and it just, everything just happened so quick, and I just froze. And then he took me to the lift, and then this guy was there, and he's like, I just want to get in the lift. Like, he did not care. Like, I remember.
Wow.
And so imagine this moment when all I have is my jacket, my bomber jacket, because my bra's broken, even my bra popped, and my top is so bad. And then he was trying to give me his top. And I was like, I don't want it. And then we went outside, and I saw one of the guys that I was friends with, and he obviously knew what was going on, so he was just like, leave her alone. You know, and then the next day something just said, man, I should go to sixth form in time. Because I was depressed, I'd always lock myself inside. So I wouldn't even attend sixth form like that. It was so bad. But I still managed to get into uni because I just got myself back on track and stuff.
Yeah, in fact, we're gonna go into that now because literally, just for the sake of time.
Yeah.
So you've gone through all of this, a whirlwind of these horrible things that have happened to you. But like I said at the beginning, you've come to a point where when I was speaking to you, you went from explaining your story, but literally to motivating me so much. And just, you know, how you speak so highly of yourself is incredible. But how was that transition? How did you get to a point where you were finally like, I'm free, and you used the word healing?
Yeah.
How did you heal?
I made a decision to cut off people that would constantly talk about him, things that had an association with it.
Right.
And I just said, Maisha, what are you going to do with your life? Are you going to be one more person that doesn't become, like, you're going to be one more person, one more you out in this world? And I said, no. I got fed up. It was the thing where it's like, I really wanted my life to change, not based on what someone else could offer me, but just me as an individual. So I started to attend church. And I started to find a relationship. So it wasn't a church where you just go every Sunday and it's that. No, I really started investing in a relationship with God. And when I started to see who I am before God, that I'm actually a woman of value, I am worthy, I am all these phenomenal things, I said, hold on, it doesn't matter whether my dad cares about me, whether any other guy values me. Who I am before God is all that matters, because people's mind frames of view will always change. And when I started doing that, started opening up. So one thing I had to do is get a mirror and say, Maisha, you've been raped. Because that was something that was holding me back.
Wow, so you literally went in front of a mirror and said that?
I had to do that because I had to accept. And accepting doesn't mean I would let it happen again, not ever. But accepting that, Maisha, this has happened to you. Unfortunate, okay. But you can change tomorrow. You can change how you will carry yourself, how you will protect yourself. And I started investing, like I said, in a relationship with God, attending the VYG and the church, so the UCKG. I started getting help, opening up. That was the first step.
Right,
opening up,
actually sharing your experiences.
And everything that was inside of my heart, opening up my heart and just pouring out everything. And I felt so much better, and forgiving myself and him. Not to please him, but for myself and to please God, because holding a grudge, holding these negative things, like it's just.
They say it only affects you, right? While the other person is living their life, doing whatever it is.
It only affects you. And when I started, investing in myself, started loving myself, and that love only came from God, and being able to accept that, Maisha, you are so like you as a person. I have so much power. There's so much I can do to change. Like, it's like I had to open so that God could rewrite my story, because how can you almost change the chapter if it's closed? I had to open. And then when I started to see life with a different mindset, started to understand what is love, what is self-love, and I started to empower myself and be around good people, because your environment is very important. So there's going to be days you are going to probably miss the person, or not even a person, but memories. But keeping yourself active and remembering why you turned your back and not looking back, that's one thing. Because I had to understand, God made me, my eyes are forward, my feet are forward, so why am I looking back? The way he even, just deepening, the way he even created me is to continue moving forward. So I didn't even look back. I just started valuing myself, knowing myself, my self-worth, knowing who I am, and that really helped me.
And that extends into the platform that you now run as well, which is, I've got to remember it properly, okay? The Value of a Woman, which I love. I love that title anyway. So let's just quickly dive into what you do, the different, because I know you do events and different bits and pieces as well, but how that all came about, and what you do and what you offer.
So I started the platform called The Value of a Woman, because I realized that maybe if I knew what the emotional abuse signs were, maybe I would have already said bye, because it only started to hit when it was physical, because that's something everyone knows. For someone to hit you, it's wrong. But so I said, okay, let me start this platform to empower other people, to raise an awareness about these signs. And even if your mom, your sister, your niece might be going through, or even, because it's not even just women, men also go through it. So I started off this event, and it was amazing. I sold out twice. I was so shocked. And it's even because it was supposed to be only for like women, because I didn't know, because I can't speak what I don't know about, so I didn't want to, you know, have guys that I don't know how they feel and all that kind of stuff. But guys will even like say, no, we want to come, we've got sisters, we've got mothers, we want to know how we can help them. So it's mainly like raising awareness. I also do like dance workshops, but even if, like a dance routine will probably be based on a issue and then being able to discuss it and just having like a platform where people can open up. So I also do youth mentoring in schools, and it's like ever since I let go of that negativity, so many doors have opened. Like, you know, like I'm a youth mentor now, presenter, host, motivational speaker, just so many things, like so many
19, I can't believe this. Literally, you sound like an old soul, but the fact that you've even been able to do all of this stuff is incredible. And you run events as well, so like you said, it was all about raising awareness.
Speaking at events, and even like obviously I'm just started uni, so I'm going into my first year, starting the foundation year. But even so, you know, you need to be able to already have your qualifications. But the other day I was speaking at a mental health awareness event, and Connections is open. So now I'm going to be trained to be a psychologist therapist. And to be a mentor that speaks in community. So many doors. Like I've been awarded for awards. Good Morning TV, Loose Women, all of these like platforms on like BBC and stuff, and ITV have contacted me to go and share my story. So it's like, obviously these are all like almost materialistic things, but even inside I'm at peace. I can sleep at night. Like I love myself so much.
Yes, you do, and you better love yourself. I love it. No, I think it's such an incredible thing, and I would love to literally sit and just talk forever with you right now. But I think it's just incredible for you to literally be the other side and to reflect just how much you can change, and that those things that have happened to you, they don't have to become you. They don't have to become who you are, and you've decided to rise past that. One thing that I will say or ask for you to give, even, you know, just to people that might be watching today, viewers that might be in a similar situation. Sometimes, like I asked in the beginning, you were 16, 17, so, you know, what baggage did you have? Or some people might be thinking, oh, but they're young, it's just puppy love. What kind of, they can't experience abuse. What's abuse? They're little or they're young or whatever. What would you say to somebody that might be in a similar situation to you? What advice, or even if you could look back, what advice would you have given to yourself? I know it's quite a big question because of course a lot happened over that time, but just something that you just wish you could have just said to yourself or say to somebody that's watching today, just to kind of be like, listen to what I'm saying right now. This is it. Like,
you don't have to accept your past. Like, your past is your past for a reason, and you have to make the right decisions, because not making a decision is already making a decision to do the wrong thing. So really making sure that you value yourself, and even if you don't know what value is, what is self-love, because the world doesn't even teach you that. Really just take that time aside to just be you, instead of being in your room just like I used to be, depressed, just there. Open up to someone that you can, and even if you feel like you can't speak to anyone, speak to yourself. You are your best person. Like, you are who you are depending on the actions that you take and the way you invest in yourself. So self-love, self-investment, and not letting the past haunt you. If something has happened to you, if you're still going through this and you think that you can't get out of this, you can. You have to believe in yourself. Even if people around you don't believe, I believe in you, because if I could do it, you can do it too. So literally just keeping your head up, and regardless of the situations that happen, just continue going, because you will get there. Even vision, literally vision. Even if you can't see yourself right now and you're probably still in it, you're not any less than anyone. You're not unworthy. You are special. You are, like, there's no words. You are you, and you can overcome. I believe in you. Nissy believes in you.
Oh yes, I certainly do.
For real.
Wow, and I believe in you so much, Maisha. Honestly, thank you so much for coming on today. Thank you for sharing your story. It's very difficult, and so I am so honored that you even thought that you could come on here and you could share your story so openly and being real. You are 19 years of age. You've been through so much, but you've come out the other side, and this is only the beginning of all the amazing things that you're about to do. So go out into the world and conquer, because you deserve it. So thank you so much for joining us today. Honestly, you've been amazing. So you've heard Maisha's story, you've heard about all the things that she's been through, but just coming out of the other side, she has managed to become the woman that she wanted to be. If there's one thing that I can say and that I can repeat from what Maisha has said today, is that your past is your past. I know it's easier said than done. And yes, A lot of people don't understand, may not understand what you are going through, but I promise you, you can come out of it. I promise you, you can overcome it. If you need any help with any of these issues, please do look in the description box below. We'll leave all the contact details that you need and contact details for Maisha as well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next time.
BEBB presents Let's Get Deeper with your host, Nissy Tee.